Is TikTok suppressing political news since Trump's return? The answer might surprise you. So I've been wondering about this since Dylan Page had his account deleted out of nowhere with no way to appeal, but he managed to get it restored quickly through word of mouth because he's a massive creator.
I open TikTok and I see this message. Permanently banned due to multiple guidelines violations. Problem is, I had 0 before this.
Then the same thing happened to me on March 31st, and I've been unable to restore my accounts ever since. Not only have I been locked out and my account suspended, but TikTok has either ghosted me or actually deleted my support tickets without warning when it was clear that the issue hadn't been resolved. Then Philip DeFranco also said that his account was suspended while he was on holiday, and I started to hear about other political adjacent creators experiencing similar things. So I asked around, and several friends active on TikTok told me that their views had plummeted in recent months down to as low as 10% of their previous average views. So that feels bad, and I was feeling paranoid and thought that I might be the victim of a widespread censorship campaign against independent political news on the platform. So we scraped the data of thousands of videos by dozens of creators. Don't tell TikTok about that, it's against their rules. And we ran a bunch of tests and statistical analysis on all of that data, and we didn't find any evidence of individual or collective view suppression for any of the creators we looked at. Now, this was a relatively quick review, and we might have missed something, and it's possible that it's happening to creators that we haven't looked at, and there's definitely something weird about the accounts getting deleted. But my best guess of what happened, at least to my account, is exactly what I've been worried about since the first time far-right supporters mass reported me and managed to take down one of my videos. And I always knew that if they managed to mass report and take down several of my videos at the same time, my account could get deleted. I just assumed that there was a better system in place to appeal that. Turns out there isn't. They don't give a shit unless you have millions of followers. So a lot of people have been telling me to just move on and start another TikTok account from scratch, and I'm not gonna do that, and here's why. I assume that I get a similar-ish number of mass reports on my other platforms, YouTube and Instagram, and I've never had a single video of mine taken down on either of those two platforms. The worst I had it were videos that were temporarily demonetized and very quickly restored. So how sensitive TikTok systems are to mass reporting and how easy it is to exploit that sensitivity to nuke someone's account is a fundamental flaw of the platform for what I do. It's a huge problem for anyone making content on sensitive issues, and it's incredibly time-consuming to deal with it, and it's not worth the effort for me to start over from scratch knowing that I'll likely get my account nuked again in a few months. So unless I can get my account restored and not have to start completely from scratch, I'm just no longer going to be present on TikTok. Which is a problem because for a short period of time, TikTok actually accounted for about half of my income. And this stuff is gonna keep happening for independent journalists and progressive political influencers in this time of rising fascism that we're living through. So I'm not even necessarily saying this for me, but if you can afford to, find ways to directly support the creators whose work you think is valuable.